We are back with a new episode on my 1992 B4C C1L Camaro. Today I'm heading down to FiTech to dyno the car and install their new TPI standalone EFI system. This is actually the second engine in this car. Casey Cronin, the original owner of COPMARO, said that the block is from one of the high-speed training cars that was used at the CHP Academy. He bought a SCAT internally balanced crank and built the 383. Jeremy Schmidt, co-founder and engineer of FiTech, will be helping me out today. Jeremy is a big third-gen fan. His first car was an '86 Z28 Camaro and has owned several third-gen Camaros and GTAs.
Stock, they were 245 horse with this 383. Sounds like a mild cam. I'm expecting 280 horse maybe to the tire, something like that. I could be surprised, up or down maybe. I don't know what the timing is. I don't know if it's been tuned at all, so I'll pull it up to maybe 5,200 and see where it goes. Yeah, it did 282 horsepower. That little glitch in there is an RPM glitch, but I'm gonna see if I can pull it again, get a cleaner data run out of it. Yeah, the engine is hot. It did drop like 15 horsepower from that first cold pull, which is kind of normal. But we're at 263 horsepower at 4,270 RPM. So all the fun's done by 4,000 on these. When I do my system on there, I'll have full control over timing. I'll make sure the distributor's set correct. The air-fuel ratios will be, spot on for max power. Let's get it pulled off the dyno and start ripping into it.
With the car off the dyno and into the FiTech R&D shop, Jeremy and Mike will be installing FiTech's new TPI standalone EFI system with dual O2 sensors. This kit will upgrade from ancient chip tuning to modern EFI. Jeremy will share the major steps for installing this new system.
So first, after we brought the car over here from the dyno to our workshop, we got it in the air, took a look underneath to check a few things. We did find a few problems with the original installation of the old system. The main power wire from the battery was actually melting on the header. We did fix that. We also welded in 2 new oxygen sensor bungs. We just left the original in there plugged, but that let us easily access the sensors and plug them in. We also connected the knock connector. We took out the original harness. We split off the wires for the starter, for the fans, for the alternator, and kept in the original headlight wiring harness and the brake warning switch. We did use some of the original harness to tap in for the key switch. When we did install the FiTech system, we connected to the transmission with the 700R4 connector that we supply in the kit, and the vehicle speed sensor that plugs into the back of the transmission. This one already has the correct electronic vehicle speed sensor that's on the 700R4. This will allow us to do torque converter lockup and read the speed. And also we output a CAN bus signal that goes into the Dakota Digital BIM module that connects directly into his module in the car that is allowing the speedometer and tachometer and water temperature and a few other things to display on the dash correctly according to our sensor readings. After I got it running, set timing, I also went in and adjusted the screw in the throttle body for idle air control so that the idle air control is not halfway open just at warm idle. We want it basically with the IC near closed when it's fully operational temperature, like 190 degrees and idling, and have the IC steps below about 10, but not 0. That'll help cold starts and things like that with our system. So under hood, it's a lot cleaner now. We've removed a lot of the air pump system and some of the unnecessary things that are needed to run an engine like this. Our harness is a lot cleaner, has a nice new covering on it as opposed to the original wrinkle, whatever you call that, that corrugated wire harness covering that was falling apart literally. But the new sheathing on our harness makes it look very clean, and with the stuff out of the way, you can actually change spark plugs really easily now and not have to worry about, squeezing in and doing acrobatics just to get to the spark plugs. We are gonna put this on the dyno again. We're gonna see how much power we can squeeze out of this 383 with a tune port, and we'll let you know the results.
Before getting COPMARO back on the dyno, I decided it was time to fix the vibration in the engine. Everyone seemed to think that either the flex plate weights or the harmonic balancer weights were to blame. I decided to have a transmission shop change out the flex plate, and while they had the transmission lowered, they found that the crank had so much play that they didn't even want to start the engine once the new flex plate was back in. When I started it, the vibration was still there, and I decided it was time to replace the engine. Not just to solve the vibration issue, something unexpected happened to where I needed to make sure to have a solid running and driving car. TMI asked for COPMARO to be in their 2025 SEMA booth inside Central Hall. To be honest, I never even dreamed about having a car at SEMA. SEMA builds, especially indoors, are the best of the best, and I never imagined that I would be able to afford something nice enough to show there, especially in the TMI booth, where I've filmed many cars over the years. It's already April, and I have a lot of work to do to the car to make it nice enough to be at SEMA. I will reveal that I am having a small block Chevy being built that will still run the FiTech TPI kit. So while I won't have an apples to apples comparison on dyno numbers, I will still be running their system. So stay tuned for the next episode where I show you my Nostalgia 383 build, as well as some dyno numbers over at West Tech Performance. Make sure to subscribe to our All Chevy Performance channel. We'll be dropping a new episode every week for the next couple months.